Good evening, sir. Now I wanna presentations about the poetry. Poetry analysis is the detailed examinations of a poem's elements, including theme, form, style, imagery, language, and language techniques. Also, language techniques is consists of like metaphor, simile, alliteration, and overall effect on the reader. And poetry analysis also involves interpreting the poem's meaning and understanding the thought choice. And next is poetry is a literary art form using aesthetic and rhythmic qualities of language, such as sound, symbolism, imagery, and other literary devices. And this is to evoke meanings in additions to or in place of the process or sustainable meaning. And the next is poem. Poem is a single work of poetry. And then prose. Prose is an ordinary written or spoken language without metrical structure. And next is drama. Drama is a form of literature intended for performance, typically involving dialogue between characters. So in drama, we need to have more than one characters. And the next, what makes the poetry special than drama and the other? Because poetry distinguishes itself through its concise and evocative use of language, and it employs techniques like rhythm, rhyme, matter, and imagery and figurative language, like a metaphor, simile, etc. like that, and to create a unique aesthetic experience and convey meaning in a more intense and impactful way than prose. And yeah, this poetry is special because also the focus is often on emotional resonance and the suggestion of meaning rather than the direct explanation. Okay, and the next is number 3 for my analysis about the poem by William Carlos. The title is "This Is Just to Say" like that. And my answer is I have eaten the plums that were in the ice box and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me. They were delicious, so sweet and so cold. And the next, number 4. My answer for number 4 is elements of poetry include theme, imagery, symbolism, rhyme, scheme, mirror, tone, and sound device like alliteration, assonance, etc. And the poem Red Rose is a poem using the common meter, iambic tetrameter and iambic trimeter alternating, and a consistent rhyme scheme like a AB like that. And its vocabulary is romantic and lyrical, using vivid imagery of immature like a rose, sweet and fair. Yeah, and then to express the passionate love and it's also enduring nature. Okay, that's my answer for number 4. And next is number 5. My answer is diction of the poem by Robert Graves, and the title is the Twin of Sleep. The diction of this poem is like the first is decrepitude like that. This one is meaning very old or weak, and the next is senility, and this one is also meaning very old and confused. And next is support too. This one is meaning strong and flexible. These words make us think about growing old and dying. The poems talk about two things like death and sleep, and it makes us think about what they mean and how they are connected like that. And the next, the meaning of this poem is talks about how sleeping and dying are kind of alike because both are ways to rest. both of these is always to rest. Yeah, but the person speaking like sleeping more than dying. No, but sleep is peaceful and safe, like a nice nap, but death is final and takes everything away, even our life. And the next is alliteration. Alliteration of this poem is, I just found 3 alliteration of this poem, like greedy looks and clear eye and supple chew. And the next is madness, disease, and degrees, like that. And the next is assonance. Assonance is the repetitions of follow song with the words. Example form of the poem include like the repetition of the long A in this poem, like so in the crepitus handled and disease, and the sound in blend analogy and face. And rhyme for this poem is A B, like that. Rhyme scheme say renew, yesterday, support you, and as a similar A B or AABB pattern, like for the analogy, face, and senility, disgrace, follows the same AABB, like that. And the next for number 6. For number 6, I found the iambic, dactylic, and anapestic in this poem. So now I will break down my answer. Iambic for this poem is in line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, and for dactylic for this poem is just in lines 2 and 3. And for the anapestic in this poem, I just found G. It consists of line 1, 8, and 12. And for number 7, my answer is like because this number, I just need to figure out the metaphor and simile, so I just found the 2 answer. Like for the simile in this poem is violet by a mossy stone or half hidden from the eyes in the lines 1. Oh no, sorry, in the lines 3. I mean, yeah. And my explain for the metaphor, this is Lucy's life characterized by obscurity and unattained beauty is directly equated to a violet hidden amongst moss. And the violet isn't like Lucy. It is Lucy in the poetry, metaphorical representations, like that. And for the simile, I just found the one like fair as a star when only one or is shining in the sky. And my explain is because Lucy's beauty is compared to a single star shining brightly in the night sky. The simile highlights her unique and radiant beauty. Even in her secluded existence, the comparison uses us to create the simile. For number 8 is my answer for the syntax of the poem by Robert Clanderley. The title is A Marriage is the first is gave. Okay, I will explain the first. In he gave to her, or was golden, or wedding ring. Gave is a transitive. The direct object is ring, and the indirect object is her. Note that the poem uses a somewhat unusual sentences structure, but the basic verb structure is transitive, like that. And the next is kiss, like that. In the lines and kiss her. Kiss is transitive. The direct object is her. And next is die. While die might seem intransitive, it can be considered transitive in a metaphorical sense. One could argue that he died with implies a transitive action of death taking him, but his interpretation is less clear-cut. And for interpretive of this poem, I just found for interpretive, like for the first is walk in we woke up. Walk is interpretive, and the next is lean in lean over on our elbow. Lean is interpretive, and the next is life in and life with her. Life is intransitive, and the last is in the gave up. In and gave up loving. Gave up is transitive with loving as the direct object. And the next is number 9. My answer for number 9 is because you asked me to analyze this poetry, and the first question is what is this the classical poetry or not? So my answer is yeah, this one is classical poetry. And in this poem also have a powerful and eloquent expression of love that resonate with readers due to its emotional depth and lyrical beauty, like that. And for the analysis, my analysis is consists of 5. The first is theme of love, imagery and metaphor, structure, emotional resonance, and spiritual and eternity. Okay, now I'll break down this. The first is theme of love. The central theme of the poem is the profound and multifaceted nature of love. Bruni explores different dimensions of love, including its emotional depth, spiritual connection, and everyday expressions. And the next is number 2, for the imagery and metaphor. The poem employs rich imagery and metaphors to convey the intensity of the speaker's feeling. Phrases like death and breath and hate suggest a love that is vast and all-encompassing. The references to sun and candlelight evokes both the everyday and sacred aspect of love, like that. And for the third, the structure. The poem follows the structure of a sonnet, which traditionally consists of 40 lines. This particular sonnet is written in iambic pentameter and employs a rhyme scheme typical of English sonnets, like that. And the next is emotional resonance. Browning expresses a deep emotional resonance through her use of language. Lines that refer to passions, grief, and childhood fates indicated the complexity of love intertwined with personality, history, and experiences. And the next is spirituality and eternity. The closing lines suggest a belief in eternal nature of love, as the speakers express that their love will endure beyond death, hinting at a spiritual dimensions, like that. And yeah, I think it's enough for my presentation, because the number 10, and which is the last number for this assignment, is I just need to paraphrase, and I cannot read all of this. Okay. And I hope you can see, and you just please kindly to review my answer in my paper, sir. Okay, thank you. Good evening, sir.